Imagine if we could do one thing to reduce hunger, malnutrition, child marriages, maternal and child deaths, narrow the gender pay gap, and revitalize economies worldwide. Well, we can, and it's not a complex or magical solution, unless you're going to wizarding school, because the answer is girls' education. Educating one girl leads to a domino effect that has an outsized positive impact on her community. The first impact is that by being in school, that girl will avoid being married off as early as 12 years old. This will mean she won't become pregnant at an early age, which will reduce her risk of her dying in childbirth. If all mothers completed at least primary school, maternal deaths during childbirth would be reduced by 2/3. That would save 98,000 lives. But the benefits of educating a girl go far beyond the girl. Educated women are less likely to contract HIV and AIDS, and thus less likely to pass it on to their children, which severely reduces infant mortality rates. Once completing her education, she will be able to attain a job and thus an income. Women reinvest 90% of their income back into their families and their communities, compared to just 35% for men. Men, come on. Do better. Stop spending all your money on Pokemon Go in-app purchases. Sorry, I'm projecting. But anyway, that's a pretty drastic difference. Women's income is spent in large part on food and healthcare for their family, including their children, which is why if all women had at least a secondary education, 12 million children would be saved from stunting from malnutrition. The combined health benefits associated with women having a secondary education would mean 3 million less child deaths annually. An extra year of secondary education can increase a woman's earnings by up to 20%, and if just 10% more girls attended school, a country's GDP would increase by an average of 3%. That's not small potatoes. It's, well, big potatoes? That's definitely not a thing. Moving on. Of course, we still need increased gender equity so that women are actually able to take full advantage of attaining an education, have access to quality schools, and the means with which to attend. And imagine the level of GDP growth if women weren't making 70% or less of a man's salary with a secondary education. The best part is that women who get an education are more likely to ensure that their own children, including their daughters, also get one, which continues this progress through generations. But UNESCO estimates that 130 million girls between the ages of 6 and 17 are currently out of school, and 15 million girls of primary school age will never enter a classroom. We need to be doing more to increase girls' education worldwide. Too much depends on it. That's what an organization called She's the First is taking on, giving girls in low-income countries the means to become the first in their families to graduate high school. They do this by removing the roadblocks that keep girls from attending school and completing their education, including poverty, long, dangerous routes to school, the increasing costs of higher levels of education, and the pressure to get married at an early age. She's the First partners with schools around the world to provide girls with scholarships, mentorship, boarding, and global awareness. She's the First even provides the basics that can often be the difference in successfully getting an education, like uniforms, shoes, healthy food, and medicine when they need it. So here's how you can help them, help girls, help their communities, help the world. Go to the link in the description to vote for this video and all the other She's the First videos on the Project for Awesome website. A $25,000 grant from the Project for Awesome for ranking in the top 10 charities translates to a year of school for 62 girls. Now think about the impact that will have. That's big potatoes. Nope, that's not gonna catch on. But please go vote, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the future.